music.
Complaints from parents and community leaders about rock music are as old as Johnny B. Good. But the measures they're now taking to warn people about rock lyrics that might be offensive are brand new. And they're creating a huge discord in the music business. Look out, heavy metal. There's a war going on. Not the mods versus the rockers, but the mothers versus the moguls. And we're not talking about the band, the Mothers of Invention, either.
We just want people to know what's going on. And we have asked the music industry, please rate these albums so we can protect our young children from trash like this.
A powerful volley of criticism has hit the recording industry smack in the ear, shot off by the Washington, D.C.-based Parents Music Resource Center. It says rock lyrics have gone too far, should have a rating system, and that parents and kids should have some way of knowing if a record has explicit lyrics.
When they got the record home, the Purple Rain album had Darling Nikki, which is a song about, well, I met a girl named Nikki. Guess you could say she was a sex fiend. I met her in a hotel lobby masturbating with a magazine. Now, that was totally inappropriate for her 10-year-old child.
Not since Spiro Agnew's 1971 crusade to oust drug references from rock has the industry felt this much heat about standards. The huge appeal of racy acts like Madonna and Prince isn't helping their case either. Purple Rain's success means that 9 million copies of Darling Nikki are spinning around consumers' turntables. And Prince lyrics are mild compared to those of groups like Venom and Wasp, whose four-lettered lyrics would never clear our broadcast standards. Motley Crue's Live Wire from the MPRC's hit list barely squeaked by. Record industry leaders have listened to the MPRC's complaints, especially since they may lead to a U.S. Senate committee hearing next month. But they're calling demands like printing all lyrics on album and cassette covers and going to a movie-style rating system totally impractical. And while 19 labels have voluntarily agreed to place warning stickers on questionable material, it doesn't mean everyone in music is happy to be singing the same tune.
I think it's a lot of bookwork that could happen should that come about. I think they wanted V for violence, they wanted O for occult, they wanted D and A for drugs and alcohol, and so on. It becomes a big problem, a big paperwork problem. I think it's unnecessary. I think it begins to ban things, and I think when we start to ban things, then where does it stop? Once you start putting those labels, and I can see people flipping through the record albums, ignoring the ones that don't have that warning label on it. I think it's a neon sign that says, oh, there's one I better check out.
I'm a musician. I care about my music very, very much. And I'd like to have the others care about their music, too. They're harming me. That's why I will go on record as saying, yes, I think that this is a good idea in a lot of limited circumstances. But speaking generally, I don't think we're a danger to society at all. We're just living within a freedom. That's what rock and roll is. It's supposed to be free.
I speak as a private citizen, as a middle-aged Italian father of four. This is un-American. Step one, sticker on the record. Step two, record goes into the special place in the back of the store behind the black curtain. You have to show 2 IDs to buy it. Okay? Why? Remember the Constitution, old number 1, old number 5, and what's that one about the right to assemble? These people are challenging that with a program that is very well organized, and nobody is sticking their neck out to say that it's all a bunch of crap.
Practically everyone connected with records is feeling the effects of this whole controversy, from MTV to local record stores. And the controversy's bound to continue. But ratings and warnings aside, Ronnie James Dio supports a simple, common-sense approach.
People who write the lyrics should think of it in these terms. Is it something I'm going to go home and say to my parents? Am I going to go home to my parents and say, hey, let's, you know what, like a beast? No, I don't think so.
Okay, we have shown you one end of the rock and roll spectrum here. Next, we're going to see the other.
See how Amy Grant is bridging the spiritual gap with her rock and religious music.